Creativity is an addiction. That's the way that I embrace it. That's the way that I listen to it. It doesn't mean that it's evil, but it does evil things to you. But you sit down with it and you listen to it in a way that says, hey, look, we are a partnership. We are a collaboration. We can do this together. Unplugged, because we will always say yes to creativity. Totally uncut, because we all make mistakes. So turn it into a tool. This is Arroe Unplugged. We're going to do something a little bit odd today. And I'm an artist. We do odd things. We do things that make people turn around and go, what? What? Did I just hear you right? That's a little odd, don't you think? Well, yeah, that's just who I am. You knew what I was when you picked me up. But anyway, I came across a quote that has really stepped inside my soul and has really changed me in a way of, I thought I understood what most people put on a page, because I'm a daily writer, because I'm a daily thinker, and I go in deep way too often. So I wrote about that this morning, knowing that I was going to talk with this author, but I wanted to see if my interpretation was somewhere along his interpretation. And for the very first time, you're going to hear both sides of the conversation. Hey, it's Arroe. This is The Choice. This is what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day. Today, we're reading from October 5th, 2022. Talking with Kwame Alexander today. He's a poet. He's an author who continues to race up the book charts. He shares a quote. And the quote is, "Dreams are today's answers for tomorrow's questions." I want to share that with you one more time. Dreams are today's answers for tomorrow's questions. Now, from my side of that quote, from being the reader, I want to break it down. And then I talked with Kwame, and I'm going to play Kwame's answer to the question. Dreams are today's answers. Being one that doesn't find faith in dreams, I stopped at that point of the quote, mainly because dreaming is not a reality to me. It's a natural metaverse. It's where we go to escape. A collection of mental experiences said to last seconds long, but to say they're part of tomorrow's questions lengthens the interest in the poet Kwame. See, what I need to do is I need to drop my personal point of direction and find a deeper path and meaning. I mean, I've been quoted to say, sharing with you the wisdom for tomorrow while the sun rises today. Kwame's goes the opposite direction. Dreams are today's answers for tomorrow's questions. It almost feels like an invitation to live in the past. Is it natural to know the way before given the reason to bring up the question? Kwame Alexander, poet, author. His quote again, "Dreams are today's answers for tomorrow's questions."
Good morning. This is Kwame Alexander.
How are you doing today, Mr. Kwame?
I'm great.
Hey, I got to start things off. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time in the way that you have shared a quote with the world that I really has grown so deeply inside of me. You say that dreams are today's answers for tomorrow's questions. And you know, on the outside, I can only interpret that in one way, but I want to know from the source, what are you sharing with us?
Wow. It's, sometimes we come up with these deep things and we have no idea where they came from. All I can think of is that as I was growing up, when I was growing up, my grandmothers, my father used to say these really deep things to me. And I found, you can't know what you don't know.
Right.
Or dishwater gives back no images. I got to hear all these wide sayings and I try to understand them. I think this is me trying to convey to my kids some sort of wisdom. And I think what this particularly means is that when we have dreams, when we have these sort of visions, when we have these daydreams, sometimes they mean something. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't know exactly what they mean, but perhaps we're going to encounter some experience that we're going to be able to refer back to and say, oh, that's what I was thinking about. That's what I was sort of foreshadowing. That's what, is sort of perhaps an answer to the questions that I'm dealing with now.
It has been my dream since the creation of The View from the Writing Instrument, which is heard all over on every digital platform, that the reader gets to hear the voice of the writer. Because the interpretations that we pick up on through those pages and paragraphs, it's like there's a deeper story there. It's like the inside sleeve of an album. And yes, I've run into musicians who have said, I don't want you to know what went into that song. I want you to have your own journey. All I'm doing is passing the energy forward. Now create your own story. So what is your interpretation? So to spend that moment with Kwame this morning is something that it's like I waited 9 years for this, to sit down and share a quote, each other's sides, but I went to the source of the information, to feel what he was thinking and believing in so that we could share it with other people. Like I mentioned in the conversation before, I believe in the theory that a raindrop touches a seed that becomes a tree. The tree sacrifices its life so that I can have a sheet of paper. I write on the sheet of paper. I have a conversation with you. You grow forward. Pretty deep, right? But it's about us. It's about this moment and how we're going to change the next moment. I'm Arroe, and that's what I was writing while the sun was waking up on a brilliant new day.